Well, hello guys, and how the hell are we? Welcome into my humble abode here. We're in the house today. We're going to be doing the setting the focus. We're going to be setting the focus on the CGO3 with the Pro Production 8.25mm lens. In my house now, I know, right, there's where I would always, whenever I'm setting the lenses, this is where I always do it. I have to wait until I get the kids and all out of the house. This is my focus chart. Believe it or not, this is my focus chart. The good thing about this is it's got some highly detailed writing in the corners, high contrast and colour image. There's stuff going on in the background. I had to close the blinds down a little bit. There's some things going on around in the background, and this is going to be my main primary focus point. Normally this here, if I was doing this for a 3.7mm lens, normally I have the wide angle lens down here a lot closer. But because we're doing this lens, we need to be beyond 3 meters in distance from the front of the lens to the subject that we're going to be trying to set the focus on. So here's the camera. We're set up. Just need to power up. Focus, you bugger you. So that's it, ready to get turned on. The Typhoon H sitting there with no props or nothing on. Just sitting here, lined up with the target. And as you can see, we've got my big TV. I have the ST16 ready to go, hooked up to MI2. And there you go, you see we've got the screen of the ST16 up. We'll power up the Typhoon H. And because the camera is a wee bit rear heavy and out of balance, you'll maybe hear it make a weird noise. It'll maybe buzz because the motors are just struggling that little bit because it's just out of balance, just that wee hair. But once I balance that all up, there'll be no buzzing. Listen. But there's not to worry, it's just because the wee motors is a wee bit under pressure. Camera, and you can see we're all blurred out of focus. And what I'm going to do is we're in video mode, which is good. We're going to leave it all in auto. We're going to leave auto white balance. We're going to leave everything in automatic mode here for this. That's the way I normally do it. I don't change the picture mode because it stretches the screen. I'll leave it in video mode for 16:9. We'll double tap the screen and we'll get full screen. And you can see it's all a massive blur. Right guys, so I'm going to actually start recording with the Typhoon H as well. I know the light's maybe putting that off just a wee touch with the background light, but we need as much ambient light as possible to get a better result. Hello, we should have a view of the screen for you guys to see on the screen. So we're well out of focus, as you can see, and I'm going to start screwing this in because I know that the focus is still away a good bit yet. I know I need to go in a good few turns, so we'll just have to keep turning until we can get some sort of focus. And I can see the picture in the background there. So it is getting better, we're getting there. I can see it starting to come because I can see the writing coming. That's sore in the fingers. Oh. That's sore in the fingertips. Maybe just a hair too much tape on that, but we're screwing this in clockwise. And there we go, I can see it starting to sharpen up now. Gimbal level's off a bit, but it's definitely getting sharper, I can see it. Getting there. Right, at this point what I'm going to do is now I'm going to power down the aircraft because the gimbal has took a bit of a knocking about there, me fiddling with it, and it just I need to let it reset and come back to level again because it was way off level. Right guys, sorry about the delay. Well, I'll probably cut it in, but anyway, had to go and get a wee small pair of needle nose pliers. That lens, it's just without 2 wraps of tape that I did in the other video, just a hair tight. It's still movable, but see, because it's if it had been the Pixar lens, it could have turned it no problem. Because it's the wee Pro Production lens, it's smooth and it's smaller, and my finger and thumb just can't get the grip, and they're getting in the way of the actual the front of the lens, so I can't actually see, which makes it a little bit more harder. So I've got a wee pair of needle nose pliers, and I should be able to grab it okay with this, which I don't like doing. I'm not going to grab the end of the lens, but there's still a wee bit protruding with maybe about 4 or 5 millimeters of thread, so I'm going to get the edge of the thread and use it to turn the actual lens in and out and get my focus that way. So I'm going to try and find the actual I'm going to try and find the sharpest point that I can find. So we've turned it clockwise, so I'll need to come back counterclockwise. And I'm looking at the screen, and I can see it getting a wee bit sharper. And there's pretty sharp there. Look. There's maybe sharp. I'll record this actually. So we're recording there, and like I say, I'm trying to find the sharpest point. So I went clockwise came to the blur, but had a bit of trouble there. So because it's such a long focal length on this, now I can see it's sharp there. Oh, it's pretty sharp there actually. But up in the top left hand corner of that sign, I can see where it says comic code. I'm going to try and keep an eye on that and just watch for it to go out of blur. I think it's starting to go out of blur now a wee bit. Yeah, there. I can see it's not as sharp as it was. It's a wee bit out of blur. Now the camera's landing a wee bit of a funny angle because I've been playing with it. But I can tell that it's out of focus a little bit. So we'll mark that off. So I've marked it now. So I'm past the sharp point, back till it came out of focus a little bit. And now I'm going to have to do the same thing to try and find the sort of same amount of blur. So screw it in, I can see it getting sharper. And what you have to remember is the little bit of lag. Maybe just a hair more. I can see that's a wee bit blurry too, roughly about the same amount of blur out. Roughly about the same amount of blur. So now I'm going to mark the lens off at that point. So now I have 2 points, one at 12 o'clock and one at 2 o'clock roughly here on the lens. So there's a mark straight at 12 o'clock and a mark roughly about 2 o'clock. So I'm going to put a mark on the lens actually in between the two at 1 o'clock. And then I'm going to turn the lens back out. And I can actually turn it by hand now. Ta-da! And that should be it set. Now it's hard to see there, we're recording, but we'll have a look, we'll zoom in post here and we'll have a look up here at the top. But that should be that lens now set up and focused. Right, so anyway guys, look, I'm sorry, bit of a rush today here, but the wife's away and I'm trying to get this done just in time. Like I say, a couple of steps, get the lens in. There's maybe just a wee bit too much tape on that for the pro production lens because it's so hard, but basically install the lens, screw it in, keep screwing until you can see focus, screw until you can find the sharpest point that you can possibly find. You might have to go forward and back a little bit, but try and go by eye and use it on a big, use your ST16 on a big monitor like a TV to give you a better image. Screw until you can find the sharpest point and then go clockwise until you can find it just coming out of focus and mark that 12 o'clock position on the lens. Then screw back counterclockwise until it comes into focus, but then go on past that until you find that wee bit of blur. Again, you know, there'll not be much at the very focus point, there'll not be much in it. So you want to come counterclockwise and mark that at 12 o'clock, so then you have two marks on the lens. Mark in between the two and bring it round to that mark that's in between the two, and that should be your center focal point. Now remember with these lenses, the 8mm lenses, you have to be more than 3 meters away from the front of the lens and set your focus on that subject. So that's the minimum focal length. So you want to be more than 3 meters. If you can push it out 4 or 5 and try and work with that, but the further away you go then the harder it is to see as well, also on the TV screen, that sharp point, you know. But that should be it all done. That should be it set now, and that should be it focused. Just a matter now, we'll get the camera built up, we'll get it in the air, and then in a sort of another day or two then we'll come back to you guys with a test on between it and the Pixar lens, between the Pro Production 8.25 and the Pixar 8mm. But that should be basically it. That should be the two lenses. Now the other one's focused, I know it's focused because I've used it, and this one here should be focused as well now also. But I'll have to rebuild it, fully finish rebuilding it, make sure it's balanced right, and then get out and test it, get up in the air and take a couple of pictures and test it, and just to make sure that it's definitely right. But that should be it, that's how to do it. Right guys, thanks for watching. Sorry, a bit of a weird one today there. I'll try and edit this in post so it comes out a bit more steady, but a bit of running out to do there. Right guys, and for anybody watching, guys, you all know I'm a Yuneec fan, you know I am. But I had to buy myself something. I'll share with yous. Yous are going to love this. To all my Yuneec buddies out there, I'm sorry, but we needed something for portability, and I got this as at a really good price. I couldn't resist. Oh my god! It's a Mr. Magic. No, it's a Maverick. No, it's not. Right, shh, don't be telling nobody now. Don't tell anybody. Right guys, all the best, take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll try and get this wee video edited here, get up and let yous, and then I'll try and get a couple of pictures for you all to have a look at. My face, I've had so much chocolate over Christmas, I've all broke out in spots, I swear to God it's terrible. Right guys, get yous later, bye bye, take care, yoo-hoo!